Good afternoon, and we're continuing our study that we're doing on the subject of the rapture. And in this particular session, we're talking about the home of the raptured church and where our dwelling place will be at the rapture. I'm going to read from my notes first, and then we're going to discuss this in further. But it says, I saw the holy city, and by the way, this is from Revelation chapter 21. Verses 2 through 5, and this is John describing what he saw. And he said, I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from Yahuwah, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Now the dwelling of Yahuwah is with men, and he will live with them. They will be his people, and Yahuwah himself will be with them, and be their Elohim, or mighty one God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor mourning, nor crying, or pain, for the old order of things have passed away. He who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new. Then he said, Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. Again, it's Revelation chapter 21, verses 2 through 5. Notice that while John watched the new Jerusalem descending from heaven, he didn't report it as landing anywhere. Though it's close enough to earth for him to describe it accurately, it's not on the earth. And don't be fooled into believing that the phrase prepared as a bride means that the new Jerusalem is the bride. No, the word as in this particular verse tells us that John's comparing the new Jerusalem to a bride on her wedding day. Just as no expense is spared in making a bride look as beautiful as possible for her wedding day, so none of Yahuwah's creativity has been spared in making the home of the redeemed of his ultimate expression of beauty. Wow, if that doesn't get you excited and happy, I don't know what will. When you think about that, as that city descends from heaven, and that is our dwelling place. It's stated also that in the book of Revelation that this is the home of those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life, which is a direct reference to the church, because we are those that have been born again by the set-apart Spirit. We are children of Yahuwah. We have been made partakers of the divine nature, and because of this, our home is in the New Jerusalem, fulfilling a promise that the Messiah made to us, that he was going away to prepare a place for us, that where he was, we may be also. This is awesome to think about, and as I've shared with you in the past, at the second coming of the Messiah, of course, we will be coming back with him, as the book of Revelation chapter 19 describes, that we will be coming back with him at that time, at the second coming. And but as we come back with him, the earth is not our eternal home. As I just read to you, our home is in the New Jerusalem. And it's also, Paul made reference to the fact in Philippians chapter 3, verse 20, he said, For our citizenship is in heaven. Of course, this is making a reference to the New Jerusalem. And our citizenship isn't on the earth. We are not of this world. Now, the Yahudim, or the Jews, were promised an eternal kingdom on the earth, where the Messiah, Yahushua, would rule and reign on the throne of David. And he will fulfill that promise to them at the second coming, when he will rule and reign from Jerusalem, the city, the natural city of Jerusalem. Now, some people say, well, the scripture says that we'll rule and reign with him on the earth. Doesn't that mean that we'll be on the earth and that our home is on the earth? No. We will rule and reign with him as the scripture says, but it doesn't mean that we'll be living here. I believe that we'll have, of course, access to the earth, but our home is in the New Jerusalem, which, as I've already shared with you, I do not believe that the New Jerusalem will be here on the earth, because it's too big of a place for it to actually be on the earth. And also, it's described as you know, that the sun and moon at the end of the tribulation will no longer give its light upon the earth. So there has to be some replacement of light for the earth, and I believe that would be the New Jerusalem, will be the light that will be provided on the earth during the 1,000-year reign of the Messiah. And there will be a natural temple in the city of Jerusalem, but in the New Jerusalem there is no temple there. For Yahuwah himself and Mashiach are the temple thereof, and they're the light source of the city as well. And of course it'll be the light source of the earth, being that the New Jerusalem will provide at the same time for the earth. Well, thank you for your time this afternoon. We'll pick up on our next session that we have set up coming up, and thanks again for sharing my videos with others, and you're a blessing to me. I appreciate all your nice, kind comments and all your encouragement. And I hope these words that I'm sharing with you today encourage you as well. Until then, shalom.